This holiday season, you can make a difference and get something truly special. Introducing the Eternal Light of Hope trackable geocoin, yours for $100, with every single dollar going directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Prefer something playful? The Lego Butterfly trackable coin is just $50, and yes, 100% of that goes to St. Jude too. But we're not stopping there. Join us December 6th for the 10th annual Podcast of Hope as we aim to raise over $15,000, pushing past a $100,000 total raised for the kids. Together, the geocaching community can bring light, hope, and healing to families in need. Get your coins now at geocachetalkshop.etsy.com. Let's make this the most hopeful year yet.
All right.
That was abrupt.
Yeah, it was abrupt.
Just
There's everybody.
Like, are we live?
Yeah.
Big thanks to our new patron, Trail Snail 51. Featured patrons B and C this week as well have on the list. So Hugh, Jeffrey, Owen, Gary 1 and Gary 2, Duppy, Ashley, Maria, David, the No Code Geocachers, Andrew. Thank you guys and gals so much. Thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all of our shows on the air. And here we are.
Here we are.
All three of us,
Yeah.
which is always a good thing.
Oh,
So let's play Where's Gary? Gary's back home. He's somewhere back in Texas. So ironically, I wasn't for most of the week, and I'll get to that here in a moment. But let's do some of what do we do? Let's do some of this as I vamp for a moment as I find it. Where is our button? Here it is. Right, let's do some twig this week in geocaching. And any news? Also, do we have news, John?
Oh man, we got some news, Gary. There's this thing like coming up starting later this week, November 6th through the 16th. It's called GIF, the Geocaching International Film Festival.
Or
not
GIF.
Okay.
GIF. It could be.
Could be GIF. Like you
Yeah,
need
I
GIF.
don't know. You know, my English is not so good sometimes. So, you know, on this one, it's like I say GIF, you say GIF. I mean, you know,
It works.
all work, I guess, right? But you know, so that's the thing. I mean, hey, if you're a cacher, you want to see some really cool work done by the creative community out there in geocaching, check out a GIF event. You know, just go in, search on geocaching.com. And a lot of times those are really fun to go to. You know, I've been to some really awesome events over the years.
We have been to some epic ones. Jesse and I was able to go to a drive-in theater to watch a movie, but before the movie, we had a GIF. So that was really cool.
I've been to several GIF events. I always love them. I think they're fun to watch it's a lot more fun to watch the videos with other people than it is just to like sit at your house and watch it.
Oh my God, yes. 100%.
It lends itself to party atmosphere.
Yeah. And Amateur Gadget Casters, shout out to him. He says he's hosting one on Sunday. So that's really cool.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, they're fun. And GIF was such a great idea and still is to have that film festival. I don't know who at HQ thought of that or who the originator of the GIF was.
Good question.
I know that Joshua, the GCV, he's a big proponent. I don't know if he was the one that suggested it. I'd be curious to know who started GIF. I mean, who suggested GIF?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that would be a great one. I know I'd love to submit one.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, I've sent stuff. I did a music video, which I don't think there's ever been a music video. It sadly did not make the cut.
Ooh,
but
was this when you were in a geocaching boy band, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly, it was, and
no judgment. Just
No, it was It was definitely that kind of thing. So Seebeck, she says it was during the original block party held at HQ.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Lori. That's good to know.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, very cool. I'm glad they did that.
Absolutely.
What else we got?
Oh man, I got to share some my twig, Gary. My twig, and I'll tell you, one of the things you know about me is one of my favorite parts about geocaching is the community and the people, right? And
Yes.
And I had somebody stop through town today to find Cache Odyssey New York. It was
Mhm.
PA Hawkeye, Chad, and MA Hawkeye with them, Missy, and they came to
Cool.
Cache Odyssey New York and caught up. And to me, that was so cool because I just love catching up with people, and just talking to like listeners too who listen. And he says, he listens to us like every Sunday. After the
very
show,
cool.
the audio file. So that was just so cool to hear. And yeah, Jim Rickwald, Jesse had to go chase down reverse where I go. Yeah, I think
Hey, hush, I'm back. I can hear y'all.
Reverse where I go.
Hey, Jesse.
I am running the whole household right now. The CFO's out of town, so
That's
I have a
right.
180-pound dog that needed to go outside. We did not want him barking to go outside.
Okay.
It blows out our audio. So
get the good puppy dog going.
Yeah,
Who let the dogs out, Memphis Mafia? That question has been answered. Yeah,
that's right.
Right. Who let the dogs out?
After 20-something years, we answered the question.
Oh man, yeah, and guys, I got to share something too on Cache Odyssey. I don't know if people like the Cache Odyssey Facebook page, but one of the things that's crazy, right? All these Cache Odyssey letterboxes are getting so many favorite points. The most favorited letterbox in the state of Tennessee is Cache Odyssey, Tennessee. Did you guys know that?
Damn, that's awesome.
I love it.
So I mean, big shout out to Super Nate. We know he knocked it out of the park, on that one. But
that one's awesome too. I think that's Christy's current favorite.
Oh, is it really? Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to find that one. That one's just going to be a blast, for sure.
By the way, the CFO is giving you a hard time, Jesse.
She's correct. The house is wrecked. Yes, that is correct.
Correct.
In fairness, she's been gone since Thursday. So
right. That's enough time for you to ruin it.
Yeah, it's not burned down, so I'm doing pretty good.
At least you can just say, hey, it's standing. It's still, it hasn't caught on fire yet. At least not bad enough to cause any real problems. So
yeah, that's something. Right. That's something. But yeah, guys, I got to share another thing too for my twig. You guys know how I like going through the pizza drive-through, right?
And, of course.
And yeah, earlier today I was going through the pizza drive-through.
Pizza drive-through.
Yeah, the pizza drive-through. We were going through it, picked up our pickle pizza, and I was thinking about a few things, as we were putting the pizza in our pizza bag. And oh man, Dave, hoping to get out to Cache Odyssey New York next summer. Let me know when you are, my friend. It would be great to catch up.
Yeah.
But in there, I kept on thinking about this earth cache thing and needing to hide more earth caches.
Okay.
So I did some research on earth caches, and next weekend I'm going to go out and scout out some earth cache spots.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm like, I got to do that. That's going to be something I got to do. So I'm going to travel a little distance to do that, and I'm excited because I know Jesse's got some earth cache thoughts out there too. But yeah, hitting the road this weekend. So I got my snow tires on. I got my muck boots ready, for inclement weather. And I got my cache shovel too. You guys have your snow cache shovel?
It is actually still in my Jeep, but
oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's not being used, but it's in my Jeep.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
it's a little fold up.
At that point, it's just that point, it's just a shovel, right, Jesse? It's not a snow shovel anymore.
Yeah, mine's just a snow. I mean,
it's just a shovel
now. It's a sand shovel.
Yeah,
sand shovel.
I'm sure it's like the same thing. You could hit like an ammo can in the sand and hear that clank, and then know you're good,
that's
right?
True.
You know,
works the same.
Yeah, but tool of the trade though that I think everybody's got to have in wintertime. But yeah, my only other one is I just want to give a big shout out to Super Chuckles. He's hosting a pizza event. He sent me the information on it, and oh man, it looks incredible. I think it's like December 14th down the Philadelphia area. So got to give a shout out to him for the awesome event.
That's funny.
That's like a pizza time thing.
Like Pizza Talk?
Are you craving cheesy goodness? It's time for Pizza Talk. Whether you're at your local pizza parlor.
Yeah, and welcome to
Stop
Pizza
it.
Talk, guys.
No.
Today
No.
we have a Christmas event at a pizza shop, and here is the GC that I'm popping in the chat right now for this pizza event for Super Chuckles. Oh, it's in South Jersey. Okay, thank you, Super Chuckles, for confirming on that one. So I'm popping that one in, and yeah, if you can attend, man, it sounds like it's going to be an awesome time for sure. So yeah, that's your Pizza Talk update for this week, guys.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's do some twig.
One more thing I would add too for this. We're
Yes,
getting
sir.
towards the end of the year. So if you have not done your 25 locationless souvenir,
Yeah,
do not forget it. I'm just going to keep mentioning this till the end. And if you have one of the events, don't forget to host your event. You're going to run out of time if you don't do it. So if you're awarded one of the community events, make sure you host it. I am guilty of both of those. I have not done either one of those yet. So I need to do that in the next 2 months. So
yeah, definitely log that, because once it's gone, that one is gone. You can't get that one. Can't log that one. So, all right. I'll go first, I think, for twig. I went to Taylor, Texas. Where, you ask, is Taylor, Texas?
Is that named after Taylor Swift, Gary?
Yeah. Me and Taylor we're tight. So we went to Taylor, Texas, and you were wondering where it is. It is north of Austin. That's probably about all you need. It's where the 24th annual Texas Challenge will be held in Taylor, Texas. I'm working on a commercial for them coming up, and was able to go there and to check it out and see the sights of Taylor. So excited for the possibilities for that. Looking forward to the committee that's working on that. So it's a lot to put Omega on. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Yeah. Right, Jesse?
I've heard it. I've heard that before.
Yeah. And John, you were involved in at least the last one, and we were involved with, but
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And
yes,
I think they are a little overwhelmed, but I think that
they'll pull it together.
Yeah. Man. Texas
That's what it is every time with Omega. It doesn't matter what. It's always some craziness, and then it all comes together at the end, and it ends up being okay. But
yeah, that was my week. So how about you guys? What were y'all's weeks like?
I can go first, and then John can go because mine's short. Okay. I really only want to highlight one cache this week, and it's not even a hard cache, but I DNF'd it before. And I DNF'd it, and of course, when you DNF one, you kind of watch it to see, because it was close by.
Yeah.
I watch it. The owner went out there, like a good owner, went out there and checked on it, and he was like, "Yep, it's still right there in place." Yep. I spent probably 20 minutes on this thing.
Right where I left it.
So I went back out there again this weekend. I was like, I'm going to go, because I happen to be in that area. So I was like, I'm going to go and do this again, because it's been found since. But it's also been DNF since. So
right.
But the owner's checked on it. Every time there's a DNF, the owner goes out and checks on it, and he's like, it's there. Hadn't moved.
It's all good.
So this is one of those instances where, like, I found, I don't know, I'm going on 15,000 caches, which a lot to some, not a lot to others. That's just, but I've found caches is the point over several years. Quite often, your geosenses help you out a lot, because your signal can be off or whatever else can go on, or it can be, and then sometimes they do not. Sometimes your geosenses and your ego gets in the way, and you don't pay attention to the map. You don't pay attention to what it says, because you are convinced you know where it's going to be, and it's not. And I was at this cache, and I was like, well, it's got to be this. And it was called like end of the road or whatever. So there's some signs at the end of the road. Obviously, that's where it's got to be. Why would I look anywhere else? Because that is where it has to be. There's some bushes over here. There's 3 signs right here that say, like, turn that way. And then I scoured these signs, looked all over it. Again, there was nothing. I go back to my phone. I look at it. And it
Your
says it's
CFO's
Oh God.
yeah, hard
well,
time
we'll find out if she does any caching this week. We'll see if she can talk
from
crap.
Northeast. She's from the
Um,
Northeast. She's giving you a hard time.
So I'm like 15 feet off of where GZ says, but my phone is older and it's quite often off, right?
Right, right.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So finally, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go check in this bush over here. I'm not climbing in a bush. If it's in a bush, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Walk over there. Sure enough, there's another, it's 4 foot high. It's another one of these signs. It's just covered up by a bush.
Right.
It was just in the sign, a little bison hanging there. But I'm like, no, I see the signs are over here. I don't even need to look in the bush. Sure enough, like I could have walked 2 feet.
Gotcha.
I could reach in. I had to go in the bush. I could reach. I'm like,
Gotcha.
So on my second attempt, I avenged the DNF. So I was happy about that. And it should have been like a 2-minute cache in the first place.
Right.
But it was like over a month ago before I went. So it took me a while to go back and try to avenge that one because I knew it was going to be something stupid and it was just my fault, and it was.
It happens.
Man.
It happens to everyone.
I love those mind trick caches where it's like you see that and your sign is like your mind is like it's on that sign. It has to be on that
It
sign.
has to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there.
And then it's
GZ
kind of
takes
like
you right to it.
yeah, and I don't know about your caching superstition. Sometimes I'm like, if it's a DNF, I have to pretend like I'm walking away at least once, like giving
Right.
up. Like the cache is going to see me being like, I'm
Yeah,
walking
I'm over
away.
here,
I'm
I'm
not
over
going to
here.
find this, And then when I come back, it's like, then the cache is like, okay, I'll let this guy find it because he looked frustrated,
Yeah. There's not much sweeter than avenging a DNF, though.
That is cool.
I like it. Like a real DNF that you missed, not that was missing or anything like that. Like, it was actually there and you just did not find it.
I like also the finding a cache that like 8 or 9 people have DNF'd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
You're
love that so
thinking,
much.
How is it that the reviewer hasn't like disabled this cache yet? Because there's DNF. And you're like, let's go for it. What do you think? What the heck? Might as well.
I love
Right?
it too. They're like, me and 4 other people look for 20 minutes. I don't think it's here. And then you go and find it. You're like, easy find, boom.
Fine. Done.
I love those. Like when I start caching, there
picture
was
the
like
log.
a cashier who had a young daughter, and it would be like, yeah, my 3-year-old just walked up and found it,
Yeah.
And then I'm there looking for like a half hour, and I'm just like, okay, a 3-year-old can find it, but I can't find it. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Mm.
It could. You're right. Tony says it
Okay.
could fall on the ground. It can.
True.
We've all been there.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
is funny when you see the people who are like, well, and we've all had the opposite, which is I can't find this thing for nothing. And you go look through the logs, like easy find.
Oh,
They
I
have
know.
like 5 finds.
Those are
it's
so
easy find.
frustrating too.
Damn it.
What is worse? Seeing that easy find after you've DNF'd it and just totally biffed the whole cache,
Right.
or the hint that says no need for a hint? Which one's worse?
No need for a hint.
I got to go easy find. Easy find, that gets under my skin, man. I'll admit that.
I love it.
Oh, dang. Patty. She's
Yeah.
heard this week in geocaching puzzle cache in Chile in Spanish.
Wow, congratulations.
That adds a
Patty.
level. That's like a 6 difficulty.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. John, how about you?
Yeah, so this week, one of the fun parts about working on trails is sometimes you don't do work on trails, you do paperwork on trails.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, it
this was like
happens.
one of those weeks where it's like, man, I spent a lot of time doing like final reports for grants and all that fun stuff. So
Yep.
I did not actually get out on the trail, unfortunately, but I'm hitting the road this coming weekend, traveling out to beautiful central New York. So I've been doing my cache planning to line up my caches for those. So I got
good.
my list like by date where I'm going to, like what my objectives are.
Awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to that one. So gonna be
Good.
fun, man.
Excellent. Well, tonight's topic is why we chase the toughest geocaches.
Mm.
And I liked what you put in the notes there, John, about tough, because tough can be viewed a couple different ways. So some of the toughest caches you could say are 5-mile hikes through a crazy forest or up a mountain or something like that. Those are tough. Jesse loves that.
Jesse's
Tough.
like, sign him up.
Yeah.
But also they could be down the road and you've spent, like Jesse said, on the one, you could spend forever on this cache. It's tough because you just can't seem, it's hidden in plain sight, and you just can't seem to get your hands on the thing. So I mean, there's a couple of different ways to approach it. I think both
They can be both as well.
could be both. You're right. Yeah, you've had them where you've been up on the side of a mountain and you're like, it's also tough. It's like tough physically, tough mentally. So you can have both easily.
Yeah.
So
Cachers will do out there. If there's a cache there, somebody will do it.
right.
No matter what it is, they'll do it.
Yeah, I love what you found here, John, with the tough cache attributes. That's kind of so I'll read them real quick. So there's greater than 10-kilometer hike. Okay. That makes it a little tough. Boat required makes it tough in a sense. Unless you're with Captain John.
You don't have a boat, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're going
You can swim to them. Again, I don't recommend it. I've done it. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Cliff, falling rocks nearby, which is crazy. If y'all you're out on the trail and you get going for cache, like, what if I should look at the attributes? Cliff, wait a minute. What is going on right now?
It kind of has like a Looney Tunes sort of feel.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to do a quick search.
Cliff, falling rocks nearby.
Yeah. Let's see.
Search for any caches you found and see.
That's
if you
what I was
remember.
doing. Cliffs, falling rocks nearby. Let's see.
I was going to say, is
of
that
them.
23?
43.
Oh, 43. Okay.
Yeah. Well, but I lived in Colorado, so that
he
on the
lived in
trails
Colorado.
out there, that's pretty common.
Makes sense. Dangerous animals nearby. I mean, isn't that attribute basically you put that on every cache in Australia? I mean, isn't that valid?
Yes, everything's trying to kill you there.
Everything's trying to kill you there.
Yeah.
Difficult climb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes it tough.
Yep.
May require swimming. Okay, that makes it a little more interesting. May require waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Not waiting like you're waiting for a train, but waiting. WADING.
Yep.
Scuba gear required. Well, that one's tricky unless you're like doing the ET highway and they use that. That's for another show. But
oh man, that's bogus. That's bogus use, my friend.
Bogus. Yeah, attributes, and that's a whole nother show.
That's for a whole other show. Significant hike. So there's that one, and there's tree climb.
Mm-hmm.
Always fun. Always adventurous.
Always fun.
Maybe not always fun. It's
it's fun.
Definitely always.
Any of them,
always adventurous.
Yeah, if they're labeled correctly, I'll go after any of them except for scuba gear. That's the only one I'm not going after because not happening. Unless I'm just driving the boat for the other guy to scuba.
Yeah, the other guy does it.
You know, I keep on thinking somebody should build like a gadget cache where you need like a scuba tank to do it. You don't need to go underwater and then use the scuba gear like attribute.
Oh, that's funny.
You know,
that would be
a fun one.
Maybe you could build
it like everybody else does and put attributes on there. Like
maybe you could build, maybe you could build a gadget cache where you have to you need a scuba tank near you because you got to put your head in it, but you can have you can have a scuba mask on so you can breathe.
Oh, that's interesting.
So your head would have to be underwater to be able to read the information you need or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not owning that cache.
Not doing that cache.
That sounds like a terrible plan.
Yeah, why not just call it Shark Tank and have a shark or two in there? I mean,
sharks nearby. That'd be a good. We gotta do another attribute show where you're like, that might be a good attribute show. You never know. Okay, and then John, you found how many of these, based on this information, you found that there are only 8,283.
Well,
5.5 geocaches.
Looking at 5.5s, and this is a great topic, right? Because there's a lot of tough caches out there that aren't 5.5s. You know, I know we'll get into that a little bit, but just thinking out there, like even like the 5.5s, there's 8,283 5.5s in the world, and
it's not that many.
No.
Well, it's really not if you consider a lot of those are challenges.
Yes.
Right. That's true. Before pre-moratorium, right, Jesse? Because you can't.
Yeah, you can still do both.
Well, you can, but
you're
don't you
supposed
have
to label
to?
them properly.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
difficulty would be the challenge. The terrain now would be actually getting to that cache. So if it's a 5-5, it has to be somewhere hard and a hard challenge to go with it, or hard to find the cache.
Right. So it's 8,283.
Yep, and that's the number of 5 5s. And it's interesting because you bring up like challenges and mysteries. Mysteries are definitely the top out of that list.
That's half
For-
of them.
Yeah, for 4,356.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I would have guessed myself. I don't know about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one after that's actually traditionals with 2,689.
Makes
You know?
sense.
Makes sense. And then 635 multis,
Ugh.
248 letter boxes. So 248 5 letter boxes in the whole world. 188 where he goes.
Whoop, whoop.
113 earth caches.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
54 virtuals. So there's actually 54 virtuals 5-5s out there, right?
You know little trivia question for you. Do you know how many there were before they re-released virtuals?
Oh, good question. How many?
Oh, wow.
You know what? I'll throw that out to the audience too. How many were there before they re-released virtuals? How many 5-5 virtuals were there?
5 virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There are some out there.
Yeah.
I found 2 of them myself.
Wow.
Were they true? Do you feel like they were true to their?
One of them was Ed Watson was a bad man. That's one down here in Florida.
Yep.
100% a 5-5. There is no, by far, the most I've ever had to do to get to a cache.
Right.
Like chartering a boat and find. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Going over sandbars and all. I mean,
Can't walk to it.
Yeah.
You gotta ride a boat to it.
And then the other one was one in Oklahoma. It was at the top of a little mountain in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And it was, I'd say it was a 5-5 as well.
Right.
The vagueness around what you were looking for the virtual, and there's no it's so easy. The signal is terrible up there, so it's so easy. You get to the top of this mountain, it's kind of like a plateau, and there's huge boulders. You have to go between. So it's not like a trail to navigate, and you're looking for this lone tree. Was the name of the cache.
Wow.
This lone tree up there in the mountain, and there were some clues or whatever to get to it. It was confusing. I almost died on that one. And I wedged in between 2 rocks, and I thought, I'm gonna be up here till I lose weight and get out of here. So it was scary. But I totally got lost on top of that mountain. Totally got lost. But so those were the 2 that I did, and they were.
Owen says correct. No trail.
Yeah. They were. It's one of those things where both of them, I was totally fine in both of them. Like one of them, I got wedged in between those 2 rocks, but that can happen in a lot of places.
Sure.
It's one of those experiences where if you do certain things, you go up there and you'd be like, I'd rate that as about a 3. Or if you have just slightly different situation, you're like, hey, I almost died. That's awesome. So it's just one of those, when you get into what we're talking about now, they can go smoothly and they can go horribly wrong also. Just happens to be the day, or
right,
underestimate or overestimate certain things, and next thing you know,
problems.
Yeah.
So
there were 13, by the way, 13 in the world before they re-released.
Oh wow.
5-5 virtuals. It had been around for a long, long time.
So that number's come up pretty quite a bit then to 54 virtuals
Absolutely.
that are 5-5s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I think everybody's on their edge of their seat to find out how many virtuals were 5-5 before.
13. Yeah, there was 13 of them.
13.
Yeah.
Now there's
yeah.
Now there's how many again? There's
54 now.
Yeah.
54 now.
So that went up quite a bit.
13. Wow.
Oh. That's cool though, because for people to offer that unique caching experience to people,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's a pretty defined list that you could actually go through, and I wonder how many of those 5-5 virtuals are true 5-5s or close.
I wonder. That's a good question, because sound like at least a couple of them were. I don't know. Of the 13, you kind of hope all 13 were true 5.
Of the old ones? Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
I know
maybe.
one of them is like a scuba cache off of Australia's coast.
Oh, okay.
There were some pretty legit ones in there that survived
Right.
at the end of the day too.
Right. All right. So let's go through some of ours. And I think I'll start with some caches that I would consider tough.
Yeah.
I've got mostly, I think for me, they're tough. I'm thinking physically they're tough. Obviously, I've already talked recently about Beverly. Beverly is tough, not necessarily for the hike out to Beverly is not bad. I mean, depending on your physical,
Yeah. Subjective.
it is subjective.
Yeah.
For sure. But getting out to Beverly and then to get into that little alcove of wilderness that's in there, that's out there, because the trail, the walkout's just rolling hills. So you're like, this is no problem. You're going out there and you're like, this is great. Then you get to the spot and you're like, okay, we got to get into that that wilderness spot, and you're like, well, how do we get in there? And so you take a couple different approaches. You go one way and you're like, no, that's not it. No, it's not going to work. I did, by the way, put into my notes for that place the spot, the coordinates for where we entered, because you can't really see it. It's like Mirkwood, if you ever read Lord of the Rings. It's like you can't really figure out where you're going to enter from. But this little spot where we went, we got in there, and it's like, okay, this is making sense now. And you can kind of work your way and trail them in there. You try to go around it, doesn't work, and around it. Anyway, that was tough. The other one, I'm calling it tough, I think, again, physically, was Power Island. Power Island is, I think it's tougher because you're taking the approach that you're on the clock. Captain Mike is saying to you, hey, I'm going to be back in 3 hours. If you leave right now and go around the island, you can get most of the caches in 3 hours if you hoof it.
Yeah.
And then he'll come get you, and he's leaving you. Bye. We'll see you in 3 hours. So you feel like there's a combination of things. You're on the clock, but also it takes a while. It takes a while to get, and then physically on the back side of the island where the actual Power Island cache is its terrain is, it's up and down, and by this point you've already walked quite a ways. So, and then, so you're kind of going up and down some hills, and you're trying to make yourself, you're trying to get to the right spots and all that. And then you got to then do the same thing on the backside of the island. You're trying to come back around. So it makes it tough. If you go straight to the one cache that's out there and then come back, maybe not as hard, but you're trying to do the whole island. So you're
you're obviously going to do the whole island while you're there too. But I think even if it wasn't physically anything, I still would consider this. I would agree, and I've done caches like this. I would still consider this a tough cache. If you think your normal cache is down the street in the park, you just drive and walk to it. You had to get a boat. Like you didn't just find this one because you were, had a few minutes to get to work.
Right.
You planned this trip and everything else.
Right.
I think any of these, like, there's a whole category of these that, like the boat one, like the Georgia one, right? There was nothing physically demanding on that group.
Correct.
None of them were hard to find. It was just that the whole planning process. And I think that's maybe that third category, like physically, mentally tough. Those are true. But then maybe the third category you just brought up is just the whole event around it, the planning and timing and travel and everything else.
Yeah, the whole logistics. Yeah.
The whole logistics would be the third one, I think.
Okay.
In that one too.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, then let me pose another potential one for you, and I've got a photo of this one. So, is something like this,
Mhm.
where that is I'm sure, and for audio listeners, you'll have to just we'll have to just paint the picture for you. But the cache is up at the top. You can't quite see it, but you take a 12-foot ladder, you
Mhm.
put it next to this uh, um, light pole, and you're going to climb to the top of your 12-foot ladder. You're then going to take your painter's pole, which is what we did, which is like 20 foot long. You're going to take that thing. You're going to climb up there. You're going to take you're going to take your painter's pole. You're going to extend it all the way out, and you're going to reach up there, and you're going to knock that nano from the from the top of that. So you're looking at 12 feet plus 20, like 32 feet in the air, to get that sucker down. So is it tough? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely tough.
Well,
You have to have
guys, it's tough unless you take the cheat code. The cheat code on this one is the geocaching ninja. Big shout out to Logan.
Oh
Yes.
hire him to do it.
Logan would not need a ladder. He would not need a painter's pole. He would just need his standard issue ninja shoes. And he
yes.
could scale that and get that nano down for everybody. Just saying.
Yeah, he could
You know
just
what? I've got one to beat that though.
he's got
Not
one
the
minute.
Geocaching Ninja. You can also have a gymnast at your house. That works out
Oh,
well
That's
too. So
true.
he had one of these just like
I've-
this with Gary's, but it was at a baseball field. And I didn't even put it in the
Yep.
list tonight, but I remember we had a great picture of it. I got to find it of what I'm about to describe. So it's way high up. We didn't have a ladder with us. And I knew it was like a 5 terrain thing or whatever. We ended up, I hoisted her up straight arm. She stood on my hands, like a cheerleader thing, straight up like this, stood up there. So now we're about, 20 feet in the air.
Yep.
And she was able to get this on top of the scoreboard and get it down that way.
That's awesome.
And I think I was standing on a fence maybe at the time. And then
You get her up there.
we're probably way up high in the air.
I mean, the sketch factor on that one just went up like 2 or 3 fold on that
Exactly.
It was really sketchy. I wouldn't leave him without getting that 5 terrain though.
That's funny
because
though.
we were in another state I wasn't at home. It was far away that we're traveling through. Yeah, we're getting that. But
Yep.
I
Get
also-
Miley, grab her and put her up there.
All right, tell me if you think this is wrong in that same scenario.
Right.
So, like that poll when you had
Yep.
me and an unnamed cacher from Colorado on one of our annual trips. We had one of those, and we were in a rental car. We didn't have a pole, so we had to figure out how we're going to get. And it was one of those big, huge, tall metal ones, the utility poles or whatever. And somebody just had a hide-a-key magnet on it. So we didn't have a ladder. We didn't have any sticks. We're out in the middle of nowhere. And all we had were rocks.
Oh. Did you really?
Yeah, we just kept chucking it out there.
Get chunking rocks at it?
We finally knocked it off the pole and we got it down. So got it signed and everything else. And we're like, all right, now
Now,
what?
how do we get it back on there?
Let me tell you how we did it. It took us a few minutes and going back and forth. And I won't even admit who got it at the end. It was one of us. But we were throwing it vertically right beside the pole, just close enough to where at the very top of the arc, it would magnet onto it.
Wow.
Smart.
We got it up like, I don't know, 30 feet or whatever it was when
Right.
we got there. So everything looked good. But I was like, there's so many things that could have gone wrong with that. We could have destroyed the
many.
cache. We could have done anything. But you know what? We got it. Signatures on it. Boom. We got it back. So
Well, and that's one that sounds like it was tough, but it was fun in your creative problem
Yeah.
solving.
if we would have done
Absolutely.
it right, it would have been tough. We cheated. So
You
it's okay.
cheated, but no, you didn't cheat. You were, ingenuity was.
Hey, instead of we didn't
on
use
high.
a ladder, we used a rock. That's still a tool of the trade. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. I've got one more to share with you guys, and this one is a different one. This is sort of a hidden in plain sight, needed a mental challenge to solve. So I kind of want to throw one of those in there. This was stage 2 of a multi, and we got to the stage 2, and we're standing around going, huh. I don't see it anywhere. I mean, we're searching this this bench for stage 2. We can't find anything. So we're kind of sitting there going, well, what do we do now? I mean, we're here at stage 2. We confirm, we reconfirmed we're at stage 2. We're, everything seems correct. We're at this bench. This is going to be it's here somewhere. So we kind of just sort of looked around and we all sort of didn't know what to do next. And then it caught my eye. And usually it's one of my other Motley Cache and Crew guys that do that, but it caught my eye. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right back here on the back of this bench. And when you look at it, and this was flipped around, so you couldn't see anything, but it was blending in so well. But if you were to carefully remove the screw and get this little washer out, that washer has the coordinates to the final on it. So
that's pretty cool, though.
That one was tough. That was tough.
And that's just that sticking with it, right? That's what was tough about it. You just had to not give up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's some that are like that. And then the last thing I want to mention are, and I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on these. We've got other ones we want to talk about, but the tractor, in this case, there's the group standing there going, gee, I wonder where the cache is, as we're taking a photo. The tank, if you ever, we've all searched, I don't know if all of us, but if you've ever searched for a nano on a tank, it's not fun until you find it, and you're like, oh, this was great. It was not great till you it's not great till you find it, because it's like, crap, I can't believe we're looking for a nano on a tank, like or a caboose.
What was it, the gum wall in Seattle?
Oh the gum wall, exactly.
But I'll tell you, those are like a rite of passage, right? Like you find one of those, and like the incredible joy it brings you. It really does.
Do you like
when you find it?
Yeah. What do they call them? The patience caches or whatever. The ones.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's like 1,000 bottles in it, and you have to go through every one to find the thing. Do y'all like those? Because they can be really trying on your patience. Do you like those? Not like them? What?
I'll put it this way. So I don't like it if it's just me. I love them if it's a group.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because in a group dynamic, it's just kind of like one of those funny things. Like everybody chips in, and sometimes it's I don't know. I love those things in groups. I'll just tell you that.
Party at the tank.
Yeah.
We did one, Jesse and I, and did one with, I think Charles and Laura were with us too. We did one, and it was I think Jesse pulled what our guys in our Motley Cache crew do is he found it, but didn't tell anybody. And we're all still looking. He goes, what, y'all looking for this? Like, dang, stop it. You can't do that. I don't know how long he waited.
You know what? It's too much fun to be able to do that. It's almost as fun as finding the cache. Hey, it's your fault. You started that. That was your group that started, by the way.
They were.
The selfie with the goal is to get the selfie with the cache in your hand with the group.
They
still
do.
Looking. Yeah.
They think that's so funny.
It is hilarious. And then the best thing to level it up is you text it to them afterwards while they're still there searching. Yes, I have done that, and it's awesome.
I did to you one time too, where you're like,
you
hey,
did. You got me one time.
Hey, look, there it is. Show you the photo.
Oh, you have the photo?
Oh, that was the funny part.
He showed it to me then, but
yeah, I'll show you the photo.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny when you text them and you're watching them take it out of their pocket, and then they see what's going on, like you in the background with the cache while they're searching. That's even better.
Hold on, I think I got a picture of one. I think I found it.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and there's this guy at this pole, like in the center, like looking for it, and I don't
look at him. Look.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was. Do you guys?
Hey, it's not as much funny that way. I like when I'm the one doing it.
Yeah, it's not funny when you're on the other end.
Because that's definitely the picture I would post on that cache when I'm logging it. There's no doubt about it.
Yes. All right. Well, how about you guys? What are y'all's memorable, tough? Tough's hard to. I mean,
I got
tough
one I
is
want.
really how you define it, I think.
Yeah, I got one I'd love to throw out there because for me,
Go for it.
like when I started caching and got into it, the allure of the tough cache was something that I didn't really appreciate right away.
Mhm.
I'll
Oh,
be
really?
honest on that one. You know,
Mhm.
because it's kind of like you start and you're finding all of these. So to me, it was kind of like when I started to talk to other folks and people were like, okay, here's a puzzle. And I had a friend and he said, you know, I've been trying to solve this puzzle for years. And I'm going to post the GC code in the chat on this one.
Right.
And he says, I've been working on it for years, have never been able to solve it. And he goes, how cool would it be to solve it? So the GC code's GC1FY9F on that. So this was kind of like one of my first ones like that, like digging in. So it was like a pretty unique puzzle. And to me, I kind of took it as a personal challenge because like a lot of the previous people who found it, it was one of those puzzles where I don't know if you've ever like read through the logs and just saw like, hey, thanks to the CO for the hint that really helped me
Yeah.
solve this.
Yes.
God, that
And-
sucks.
Yeah, and you're reading through and you're just like, man, it's like almost how many people, maybe like 80% of people or something had to contact the CO for a hint.
Right.
How cool would it be to solve that puzzle without getting a hint, like on our own, you know?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and long story short, yeah, Jody and I, man, we just put our like noses to the grindstone and solved it. And it was just such an incredibly gratifying experience for such a hard puzzle.
Mhm.
That like people used to talk about that at events being like that is so hard. How can you put a puzzle out there where really the only way to solve it is to talk to the CO, you know?
Yeah, those are tough. But
Yeah.
you did it without the CO's help.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
wow.
Yeah. So
That's-
it was like this incredible badge of honor experience, you know?
Exactly.
Now, was that your
Absolutely.
first like highest difficulty cache at that time, or is that
It was up there. It was up there for sure. Yeah.
what made you want to go for the harder caches after that?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I think after this one, I think it was kind of like you just get that rush from that like hard and difficulty solve. Where I think for some people when they start, they like have this fallacy. They're just like, man, I can't do puzzles. I can't do like a difficulty 5, you know?
Yeah.
So that totally opened up doors for us. Yeah, no question about that one.
So your gateway to tough caches was a tough puzzle cache.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh.
See, mine was different. My gateway to tougher caches was actually the hiking side of it.
Oh wow.
Like that's what I was when I was starting to cache and starting into the heart, in the beginning or whatever. I just wanted to go out because we were in Colorado at the time, so I just wanted to go out somewhere
Right.
pretty and find one. I didn't really, eventually, obviously, when you keep doing, you're going to find everything everywhere. But like that's what probably kept me in the game is where I was at the time and knowing that like anywhere you hike, you're going to find a geocache somewhere. So that was pretty awesome. I think that's what sucked me in. And then puzzles, I got into the puzzles and stuff later, but I think I went to the T side first before the D side.
Oh man.
Right.
Was there like any
Right.
specific one that you just like really love doing?
Come on now. Let's see. All right.
You got quite a few that are like that.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull up some. All right. Okay. Here's the first. So I guess kind of along the roads that you were on. This is called wormholes. So and it was kind of both. So it was the first one I did that was like both. It was the puzzle was ridiculous, but then we were in that thing for like 12 hours. So the wormholes, and I think like all these, the storm drains or whatever.
Right.
All day. There was a team of us, and it took us all day to do it. So you were either bent over or going through water or whatever else.
Right.
So the part, we were knee pads, elbow pads, everything. But you'd go all the way in here, and it's dark as crap, right?
Right.
And there was bolted ammo cans up on the side of the thing, the storm drain.
Right.
Up, and you'd have to take it. And the puzzle wasn't something you just solved and like, oh, I guess I turned left here. We would all go back out, sit for a while trying to solve these puzzles, and then go back in again and go to the next one. And it was multiple stages like that.
Wow.
And it was puzzles you couldn't just sit there, cramped up and solve. You had to. So that was the first one I did that was both, though, I think. But yeah, there's our team. It's a team of us that went in there. and that's not very
Wow.
much water there, but it was all day like that.
But
We
you can
spent
tell,
4
like,
hours in those.
yeah,
It was crazy.
Man, that sounds like a fun time though for like a group kind of like bonding experience.
Yeah, it's funny too because you pulled up those 5.5 stats, so I went and looked at mine.
Mhm.
Mine almost mirror that same distribution.
Really?
Wow.
So the number one category I found is mysteries, and then traditionals right after that, and then kind of
Mhm.
where I go. And one category that didn't show up anymore is events because I've done some events that were 5.5s before the
Right.
rules changed, and they're like, yeah, that's not a thing. But I even have a CETO, a letterbox, a virtual, multi event where I have all of them. So
Nice.
not too
Wow.
bad. Yeah, but it's funny because it mirrored exactly the stats that you pulled up, like
Right.
about the the normal
The
distribution. or whatever.
distribution of those, yeah,
Yeah, but
crazy.
yeah, that I think the physical side is what got me in, but then once you find the D side of it, I think that'll get you hooked just as much. That rush is there just as much.
Yeah. One last one I'll mention. I'll go back to you, Jesse. But the one that also comes to mind as far as the D side of the tough cache was Infernal Device,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because without giving it away, I think we've all been. I don't know what your guys' thoughts were when you got to the final stage of Infernal Device. You're like, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, absolutely.
oh, it's right there. Why can't just open it? Like, well, yeah, sounds great, but how do you open it?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
could smell the pizza, Gary.
Yeah, yours was, you had the opposite. You had a whole other problem on yours, which is there's fresh food. Don't try this at home. Do not try this by yourself. Do not, this is trained professionals. Trained professionals
Oh yeah, of course.
with fresh food, fresh pizza waiting to be eaten with permission by the cache owner.
100%.
But yet you can't get to it.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I just did a throwdown to that one anyway. I had an extra pill bottle. I just threw it in the door.
Just throw down.
Couldn't find the cash.
Yeah, close enough.
Probably
Yeah,
missing.
just throw down something.
That's like your ultimate Todd. How many throwdowns do you have in your bag at all times?
At least one more.
Yeah, well, you need like 50, right? Because sometimes you throw 2 just to obscure yours, put some other names on it.
Right.
And then take a picture and be like, didn't see those previous finders on the log.
Yeah, I didn't see those. Anyway, so that was the other one. But you've got some though, Jesse, that are more of a T difficulty
Yeah,
than
most of these are the terrain is what the deal with them is.
kick your butt.
So I got this one is, I think this is a multi, and
Right, a multi.
it was a multi, so we had to go and climb up these trees, and like we had a ladder that could get so far up, but like it was a 15-foot ladder, and then you got to the branches. So it was one of those like,
And then you got to them.
and then you got the code for the next tree you had to go up to. I think it was 3 trees total, if I remember.
Wow.
And me and a buddy raced out to get those, and like you had to have ladders and guts and everything else because it was like, these trees weren't super thick that you were going very high up in. But that one's so kind of the terrain ones is what I pulled up. So that one was and it was an FTF, and I got an FTF on a where I go that was a boating one.
Oh yeah.
It was a great one. It was multiple stages, and my daughter was with me, so we were on a boat.
That's
Did not
cool.
swim any for that one, and
Yeah.
so that was a pretty good one. So that's 2. Yeah, I got lucky and got an FTF on a where I go and an FTF on a multi 5.5.
Very cool. Somebody mentioned too, before I forget, tree climb like you just showed.
Yep.
You guys were able to probably, I think early, I know Jesse did, but the one that Shandram has where you can't really get to the
There's no
cache
branches,
unless you
it's
have
arborist gear. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have an arborist give you. He set that thing up. And it takes you a while to lift yourself up all the way to the top of this thing.
Mhm.
and you're up, you know, I don't know how high you think you were, Jesse, on that
High
one.
enough that if you fell, you'd die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That one in Memphis. And so you but he has everything set up for you. You know, he'll set that all up. Now I think that one though is archived, but still it's tough for and has been mentioned, you know, part of the difficulty of that one is just the physical, because you have to lift yourself every stage and you push off with your foot, but you're still,
and it's scary too.
yeah, but you physically have to continually lift yourself.
Mhm.
So you lift yourself up to a point and then you push off with your foot, which gets you up a little higher, and you pull and you pull and you pull and you pull until you get up to the very top.
Absolutely a tough extreme cache right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was like nervous just watching people doing it, you know.
Right.
I mean, it really was.
It's crazy.
But you know, I think it's fun to push both ways, right? Like physically and mentally. I think that's Patty Phillips is 70 feet. Yeah, probably.
Probably
Yeah,
70 feet.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So I got a couple other ones I want to pull up real quick.
Yeah, definitely pull up another one.
And I'll explain what it is real quick too. So I had a series of hiking events. And now hiking events in Colorado, you know, those hit a little different, right? So
yeah,
get a one of my first ones was these were kind of extreme events or whatever, but this is Let's Go for a Hike is what the series was called.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, we got to hike 2 14ers this day. So
right.
People, that group, right? That's the group of people that all hiked it together.
Yeah. So explain how you did 2 of them.
So there's a set of Twin Peaks, Grays and Torreys, and so they're 14,000 foot peaks. You know, they're in Colorado and Alaska, right? So but you go to the top of the mountain, and then there was a saddleback between the two.
Right.
So you're not going all the way back down, and you go all the way back up to another mountain. And I actually had a Wherigo that I hid there, and it was. You had to hike to the top of one mountain and then go over to the other mountain to unlock both the stages. And then as you were coming back down, the ammo can was halfway back down from there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
That sounds crazy, Jesse. I gotta say, you gotta describe these pictures for.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's true. We got the audio right. So this was that event that was at Grays and Torreys. Those are both the 14ers that are there. And there's a group of what 1, 2, 3. It was just around 10 of us, I think. So we got up, 4 o'clock in the morning, got up. And so the views of what we have here, if you look the one to the right, that is, you can see how it's the trail is kind of slanted or whatever there, but you see the peaks off in the background. And if you notice in our group picture, the clouds are like at our level.
Yes.
You can see the clouds. They're like right behind us.
Right.
And there actually was a summit log up there too. So it looks just like a geocache. If you've never been to a summit log, it's got the paper inside the PVC pipe or whatever. But so we all hiked both of those. And that was the event. You had to go to both of them, kind of, obviously you couldn't make somebody do that. But people hiked in from all over to that. And if you could see this picture, if you look out, that's the kind of terrain that got me into geocaching there for sure. This mountain you can probably see 50 miles there or whatever. And all you see is peaks everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's up near the, Rocky Mountain National Park kind of area. But just
that is beautiful.
Ridiculous. That's what I wanted every geocache to be.
Right.
And then of course, you're like, well, I'm here at Target anyway. I might as well look under these lampposts. But it didn't even seem like the same game to me, right? But
it's so different. If you haven't never been to that kind of, we just got back from doing Pikes Peak, and when you stand up there, the air's thin, you're kind of, trying to kind of catch your breath, and you're looking out over this, area, and you're like, it's a whole other world up there. And it's one that
love it.
Yeah. It's one that, you go to and you're like, it doesn't feel like you're even on the earth anymore.
No, it's such a different perspective.
It's such a different feeling, and you're like, but you're excited that you're there because it's just so different. And you can't really, it's hard to describe for other people that it really does. It feels like you're on another planet.
Yeah, well, especially when you're above tree line like that.
Yeah,
And you
I
have
love
like
it.
no trees, very little vegetation, if anything. And it's like terrain like you could be on Mars or something.
Yeah, it's so different.
No, it is. It seems like it's just another planet. It's
It does.
awesome though. I love it.
It's exciting. Yep.
But all right, so I got to show these other two, and only
Yep.
because this is all series of one events that we did, and we were doing some pretty extreme events, and there was a group of us at the time, like we do them at midnight in December in Colorado, in the middle of a lake, and people still show up. It was one of those kind of things.
Right. Right.
So we went, and so I will admit too, this is another one of those events. We were caching up there, and so if you look here, you'll see. So here's kind of how this story goes. This is the one where they called the sheriff's department and everything else because we went missing. This is that I told you about. So,
yep.
If the first picture, the top left, that little knob on the top, that's where we were going. To the top of that mountain, and it's snow everywhere. It's a blizzard. The skies are all white. It's daytime in these pictures, by the way. You can barely tell that, right? I mean, it's white, but you can't see anything anywhere. So we set up. We're going for a certain cache. Hadn't been found in a while. We set off. There was a group of us, so we decided to host an event at the top of the mountain. So we set out. We had our inReach and everything else. We had all our stuff. We had our gear. The people I'm with are like hikers that would run circles around me, and they're twice my age. Like, it's not concerned about it at all. Well, this blizzard came in, and it just totally delayed that whole trip. But anyway, so that's the whole law part of it. Coming down, you had to come down. It took us forever to get down or whatever, but I would call this a tough terrain, extreme.
Yeah.
We're in a blizzard, right? In the middle of nowhere too.
Exactly.
Coming down, it was dark and we had to climb over down trees and everything else, but we actually DNF'd this cache.
Oh no.
So we had the event just to go. I mean, not that you can do that. I would never break the rules, but we had this event just to go find this cache, right? In this extreme situation.
And you still couldn't.
We DNF'd it, but it's still one of my favorite experiences ever. Whatever. We never found that cache that was up there. All of our gear was frozen. Now the event counted. We attended the event, right?
Sure.
But not for this old cache or whatever. And yeah, sure enough, we we never found it. But so it was still there. And we went back later in the summer and got it. But at the time, like, it was winter. So yeah, but I mean, just because you didn't find it doesn't mean it wasn't a great experience, right?
Yeah. No, then sometimes those are kind of funny. And Jesse, you and I had the one out on the railroad trestle that we never found.
Oh, and that was great though.
Still memorable.
Yeah.
It was tough. I mean, we neither one of us snapped a leg, so we considered a successful successful high. Successful.
If you snap a leg, that takes it to a different level. Just saying.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Or tore ligaments. Right.
I'm gonna do one more, and then
one more.
And we're gonna run late. The last one, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna get this past the reviewer, so I had like this big argument prepared and everything else, because this was Let's Go for a Hike, that series event number 8, and then I called it No Hippies Allowed, and I thought for sure they're gonna be like, you can't do this and blah blah blah.
Right.
It was it had a meaning to it, but I thought, that's funny. It's a funny name. They let it pass. They didn't even push it through. So I guess I had a good enough explanation. I thought, there's no way they're going to do that. Well, what this event was the day before I was going in to get my hips replaced. And I thought, why not go for a hike? Because if I fall, I'm getting replaced tomorrow anyway. So it's okay. This is called the Incline in Colorado. And that little line up that mountain, that's actually not a trail. That is these kind of steps all the way up. Yeah. So our event was at the top. The
Manitou?
Manitou. Yeah, the Manitou Incline.
Manitou Incline.
Yeah, Manitou Springs. Yeah, it's an innocent, but you know what? And here's the I didn't even upload one of those, but there was probably 20 people that did this.
Yeah. It's insane.
And there's actually a cache at the top too, a virtual at the top, but so our event kind of coincided with that or whatever. But you're like, hey, let's go do this, and 20 people show up at whatever time in the morning we had to be, to get it started or whatever. to hike that for a cache.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just,
Yeah.
that's the kind of fun stuff that now it also shows you like I still think that's a smaller subset. I guess that's my question. And I'll stop because we're running super long, but
You're good.
what percentage of cachers do you think are going for these type of caches as
Oh
opposed
my
to,
gosh. That's a great question.
just going for the lampposts?
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Now, and I want to say, like, there's physical side, the mental side. I mean, just any of those, right? Not just the ones I
Yeah.
was just showing, the mountain climbs, because there's people limited for that. But like what percentage of people do you think go for that top 5% of caches, or 10%, whatever the top, the top hard ones are?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, to me, it's interesting because the people that show up for that are very motivated to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, I mean, it seems like if you see those pictures on Facebook or something else, you can tell people are generally having a blast as like a group experience doing those,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
See,
as to the
some
actual
people are saying
percentage,
that do it.
yeah.
Discrepancy says me. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a skewed demographic. This is not the average people. If they're listening to a podcast, they're already kind of way deeper into it, right? So
but it's great that they do those because it does it shows you that geocaching crosses all boundaries.
yeah,
You could have ones that based on the person's abilities. I mean, and they can still be great. We got Cache Odyssey, to look at, but also you've got these that are just kind of mind blowing in a physical sense because of how difficult they are physically. The Manitou is the other thing too that we haven't mentioned yet. But if you're going to go up the Manitou incline, something to remember though is it's not just all right, here we go, and you step. Doesn't work like that. They aren't exactly perfectly designed stairs. There's like step, then you got to kind of walk a second, and so they're not even because they're not really supposed to be. It's not. It was never built that way. So people that do the Manitou realize that it's a little more difficult on the body to you can't really get I don't know. Are there parts of it, Jesse, that you feel like you can get sort of a rhythm going, or is it mostly all awkward?
Yeah, it's awkward. Yeah. Now the thing is, people run it up and down, and there's actually that's a thing. So they'll run all the way up it and all the way down it. That's considered like one full run of it, and there's a race to get the fastest time to do that.
Wow,
that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You saw the photo. It's almost, and parts of it are almost like straight up. I mean, you're just
you can't get a photo that captures what that is.
That full.
I just remember even driving by and taking a look at it, and it was just like the massive scale you can see just driving by it is wild.
Yeah, it's harder than it would be if it was a steeper trail, just because of the awkwardness of it.
Yeah,
like you said, you can't get in the rhythm of anything, but yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, incredible. All right, so I guess some final thoughts for tonight about tough caches.
Yeah, I'll give a final thought. So of course, Be Genius is a genius, and she posted on Facebook, and I love this quote. She says, "Never thought I'd ever say I want to be out in the Florida swamps, but now it's one of my favorite groups to cache with." And I love that because it's just kind of like one of those things. A lot of what we've talked about is like group experiences to do something difficult, something tough. And I know I love that because once people have that breakthrough, they can do something like that.
Yeah,
man, it opens up to so many doors on caching and caching experiences for sure. So my closing thoughts are: don't shy away from tough. Tough can be fun. Find a good group to do tough stuff with, and you'll be surprised about all the fun experiences that you can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go, Gary, or you go?
I'll go because I'm not as in physically in shape as either one of you two guys. But I think that the lesson tonight is that don't shy away from tough, and tough it can be different for different people. There could be a tough cache that's, say, Thunderstruck, who has some physical, is just built differently, and he has things he's going to deal with, but he could have something that's tough, but he needs to not shy away from that. In a sense, I guess, no matter what shape or size that we're in right now, for me personally, tough, Beverly was tough because of what it took for me to get there. Power Island was tough because of the things that I had to go through, again, physically. Also, we were on a clock. So it's sort of, I think that, I think tough is something that we as cachers need to embrace. And whether it be, if it's a tough cache mentally, maybe we need to we need to try a tough cache. Maybe we need to try a puzzle that challenges us more than we want it to, So I would say that find you a tough puzzle, or find you a tough location, and tackle it. And when you do those, you'll come away satisfied, and you'll come away with some true accomplishments. I think of all people, Jesse would tell you, it's like, yeah, you could go down the road and find an LPC and you go, yeah, that was great. But does it challenge you? No. But it could challenge you if you're going to do 100 of them in a day or something, where you're really challenging yourself to do something like that. So there's different ways, I think, that caching can challenge all of us. And I think we need to try to do that. Maybe not every single time, but you want to try to push your boundaries some.
I think you kind of said it all there. I agree with both of you 100%. Like I'm always kind of the competitive person or whatever, and I'm more competitive myself than anybody else. And I think these tough caches, even if I don't do these all the time, I've done some over the years or whatever. And, I like to do them or whatever. But just the idea that they're out there, to me, makes the game what it is. Even if I don't want to go for those, I know that there is a crazy scuba cache off the coast of Australia out there. To me, it's even though I know that's beyond my range, I will never, ever, ever do that.
Right.
Not even close. For me, it's just cool that there's people. I'm the part of the game is that there's people out there doing these really fun, crazy, tough caches. Even if I think it's insane, I think it makes the game better as a whole.
Right.
Even if it's not for you, somebody. This game means so much to people that they're willing to hike and bike and swim and all, whatever. So I think they're good for the game of geocaching. It's what keeps it from being that and just some online phone game or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, John, we got a show coming up.
We sure do, Gary. We have train puzzles coming up on Tuesday.
Woohoo!
Charles and Tom, they're going to be talking about all sorts of cool train puzzles. So that's Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern to tune in. So, yeah, you're going to want to make sure you tune into that one, because I know I always learn some really cool things that I never knew about while watching Puzzle Talk.
Exactly. That's Charles and Tom, by the way, in case you didn't notice. That's Charles.
Yeah, I don't know why that is extremely creepy to me.
Charles, Tom.
Because I see them more than I see the trains, and I'm like, that's weird. That's too weird.
That's just weird.
Chrissy, you need to come home. Apparently Jesse's losing it. Just saying.
Yeah.
I know.
She's been gone too long now. She's got to come back.
Absolutely gone too long.
How long has she been gone? 2 days?
So look, hush, don't worry about it.
All right. We'll see everyone next time. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comments at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.